think about the last time you ever saw a public transportation here on Baytown. I know that in Houston we have the metro, but according to understandinghouston.org, only 4.4% of Harris County residents live nearby any public transportation. In being specific, live within a mile of any public transportation. In fact, 95% of people who live in Houston does not have a bus stop close to their home. This is huge. This is important for us because, according to Stephen Rock Johnson in the U.S. News, transportation plays a key role in the community and medical care. Without a reliable public transportation, we can miss out medical care, employment, and even we couldn't have access to grocery stores. Knowing all this, we came to the conclusion on the thesis that Baytown needs better public transportation to facilitate people's lives. In this speech, we will explain the current challenges and possible benefits of public transportation and provide ways to promote the use of public transportation.
So some current challenges right now based on the lack of public transportation is overcrowding, and that is a very big problem because buses or trains can be filled up to the max, which cause people to be very tight or packed together and making them be uncomfortable. And then also when there's a bunch of people in a train, that causes delays, plus it reduces your personal space. And then based on an article, it said that the cramped position is a higher risk of having a fall, of you falling or being unsafety for you. And that's an article by Lee and Hensher called Crowding in Public Transport, and it explains how overcrowding affects your safety, affects like your position, not your position, but like how comfortable you are. Another current challenge is underfunding, and it's the lack of funding which causes delayed repairs and maintenance, meaning they're not like very, how can I say, they look like very old and they're not that good for the public transportation. And also there's not enough money, meaning that many services are being cut off by this, and they're failing to invest in future needs, meaning that it can't keep growing with the growing population. It can't keep up with the growing populations. Okay, so now this is a pie chart on who uses the public transport, and we can see that the 18 to 29-year-olds use it not as well, they use it much, but and then it is an article by Brown and Brakewood called The Equity and Exclusion Issues in Clashes Fair Payment System for Public Transport. Another current challenge based on public transport is the inadequate structure, meaning that it's poorly structured and making it unsafe and difficult for the population or the citizens to use them effectively. And it has lack of modern conveniences, like if you want to go on a public transport, it doesn't tell you like the exact time or when it's going to be arriving, and that's on an article from White, and I forgot the title. And additionally, there's also not as much routes for like areas in the suburbs or in lower income neighborhoods. Now I'll be passing it to Leilani.
Oh, you said we didn't have time for the video?
Oh, well, you haven't integrated it correctly, so I don't have time to fix it.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oops, I didn't know you were okay. Okay, so she just gave y'all some of them, but now I'm gonna give you guys some benefits. So, let me not stand up. Some benefits of public transportation is that it would reduce household expenses and access to more opportunities. So Baytown is a growing population and there's lack of transportation. And we need transportation that supports everybody, including people with disability, old people, young people, people that need to go to work, and people that are seeking jobs. They'll also, like we're going doctor's appointments anywhere, really just any essentials. Okay, more benefits is that we have a lot of plants in Baytown and a lot of pollution and highways, so I feel like the public transportation would reduce most of the pollution that we have, and it will give us cleaner skies. It will also lower greenhouse emissions, and altogether just give us a healthy environment. We also interviewed somebody from the head of transportation at GCCISD, Tiffany Sutu, and she told us that the school buses in Baytown usually carry 73 students. So if we can think about the Baytowns that are in GCCISD and the Baytowns that we have for public transportation, we see that those buses may carry, well, the school buses may carry more than the Baytown buses. So I think it'd be better if we could have more transportation, because 73 people on kids on the bus, but there could be more riding the public bus. Yeah. So, and then this is kind of out of the benefits, but also I feel like if we had public transportation, everybody would kind of be easier, because right now there's only routes in Old Baytown. Well, I don't know if you guys seen any routes outside of Old Baytown, but I only see them in Old Baytown. And I kind of live by Mont Bellevue. So who says the people in Mont Bellevue don't need public transportation too? No?
Now that Leilani has outlined some of the benefits, I'm going to be talking about how we can make it happen. So the first thing is raising public awareness for the environmental impacts that all of the cars in Baytown have on our environment. So by eliminating a single car, we take out about instead of driving, we can save about 30% carbon dioxide emissions. And the environmental benefits of public transit tells us that. And with buses, just a regular city bus can carry up to 30 people. So by taking one car off the road for every single person on that bus, we effectively reduce traffic to an exponential rate and take out a very good portion of our emissions just for our city alone. And educating people about the environmental benefits can sway their choices. Mark A. DeLucci states that ozone, either alone or in combination with NOx or SOx, is responsible for virtually all the U.S. crop losses resulting from air pollution. So everybody in Baytown loves to eat, I know that. And just taking out a couple cars can save even a portion of our crops, and that benefits not only us, but everybody. And another way we can make it happen is by providing incentives for using public transit. New York City, specifically, the Metropolitan Transportation Authority tells us that they offer discounted fares for lower income families, students, and seniors, veterans and disabled people, which not only saves them money, but also the environment, because a lot of these people don't have the funds to buy a car or to call an Uber every single time they need to go somewhere. And offering tax credits or rewards for choosing public transportation is a great way to increase public interest. And a system like this is already in place in a few states, but It's only extended to state employees, so people that work for the government. The U.S. Department of Interior tells us that federal employees may receive transit passes in amounts approximately equal to employee commuting costs. Another way we can provide incentives is employer-sponsored transit cards. Instead of having companies buy work vehicles that they have to pay for, maintain, and reimburse their employees for gas, they could offer these cards and cut their costs by like millions at least. And we're cleaning up the environment as well. And the last thing I think we could do about it is to increase the frequency of the routes in Baytown. A lot of Baytown is minority or lower income and underserved populations, so these people need ways to get back and forth from their jobs and to doctor's appointments, to see their family, really anything. And like I said, may not have the funds to call an Uber every time they need to go somewhere. So by increasing the frequency of routes taken by the buses in Baytown, the time spent waiting for a bus lessens significantly and works to encourage the utilization of the transit system, because nobody wants to wait around 30 minutes for the bus to circle back around town to get back to you if you miss it. So with this increase in the frequency of the routes, people don't have to plan their days around the transit schedules and can feel free to go about their day at a leisurely pace rather than feel like they have to run to catch the bus or else they have to wait 40 to 35 minutes for the next one. And as route frequency increases, it becomes easier to make connections between routes, which is especially important for people like me or Leilani that live closer to Mont Bellevue and not inside of Baytown. Because I know many a person that lives out in Mont Bellevue that doesn't have a car and could like actively benefit from the utilization of public transportation that Baytown could have. So now that I've talked to you about some of the solutions, I'll pass it over to Mohammed.
In conclusion, public transportation is a crucial backbone to the residents of Baytown. It embodies the dignity, freedom, and opportunity for the people of Baytown. A public transportation system can help people in need to get where they're supposed to be. It can get kids to school. It can get parents to work. To envision a better Baytown, we must all come together and help the people that build the transportation system by donations or anything like that. Also, if we all want to help Baytown for a better transportation system, we all need to help. And also, it also allows residents to access education, job opportunities, and essential services more easily. As a community, we must collectively decide the kind of city we aspire to be. Do you want to be known? Do you want to be recognized for our punctuality or weighted down by the reputation of being constantly late? Or do you want to be known as the city that works hard for the people in need in Baytown? This choice is crucial as we strive for progress and improvement in Baytown. The transformation of our public transportation system is an investment in our future where everyone can thrive without the burdens of transportation efficiencies. Ultimately, by advocating for improved public transit, we contribute to a city characterized by opportunity and dignity.